When I lay my head down on my pillow, I know that I love being a porn star. I don't want to act across from Meryl Streep. I don't care. I love what I do, and that's all that matters. So there.
Adult film star Jenna Jameson makes no apologies for her chosen career. Her autobiography takes readers through the highs and lows of her sometimes glamorous, oftentimes seedy business.
The book was a 2-year process. It was very therapeutic for me. I never thought I was going to be able to talk about the things that I talked about in this book.
You were gang raped brutally when you were a child.
Yes.
And you also were involved in sort of abusive relationships with men who were just losers.
I was about 15. Whenever something happens that's so vicious and you're victimized in that way, it's hard to break that kind of cycle. I always found myself in these relationships with men that I was just looking for someone to take care of me and validate me, and I was just looking in the wrong places, and I think that happens to a lot of women out there. So that's why I felt it was so important to put this in the book, even though I didn't feel comfortable at the time talking about it or writing about it.
Jenna also gives readers a glimpse of what it's like behind the scenes of the porn industry, with tips for those seeking that kind of advice.
The reason why I did a list of, how to become a porn star is because that is the most frequently asked question I get. So I wanted to let people understand what I go through on a day-to-day basis. Not so much that I'm advocating getting into the adult industry.
You're not?
No. No, trust me. It's a long, hard road.
Why not?
It's such a popular thing for young girls. They think that it's, a great career choice, that there's a lot of money involved, there's a lot of fame, there's a lot of celebrity. It's not all about that, It's a nonstop battle to be taken seriously. And once you do a movie, you will be forever a porn star.
Jenna started in the adult industry as a stripper in Las Vegas. She moved on to nude modeling from there, and her career progression in that field led Jenna to adult movies, pornography. But an appearance at the Cannes Film Festival to promote her first skin flick led to a brief stint at the E! Channel as a special correspondent, a job that was short-lived after a change of ownership at the network. How do you think your life would have changed if Comcast didn't buy E! and renege on the contract that they had offered you a long time ago?
Wow, that's a really great question. I probably would have ended up being one of the primary hosts on the E! Channel. They were like family to me, and it's my first love, hosting television. So, but it's all fate. Obviously, it was in the cards, and it was better for my career that it didn't happen, but because I had a good run of it on E!
Now, Jenna is not one to take no for an answer, so instead of fight with people to get a billboard up in Times Square, she did the next best thing. She bought it.
I actually own the billboard in Times Square. So I put up a different picture every 3 months, and to me it's just important to keep your name out there and keep your likeness out there, and God knows New York City is the place for everyone to see your face. Hey, I had to buy it, but I'm up there.
You say in your life that you wouldn't really do anything different. So obviously you have no regrets.
No, I don't. I mean, nothing when it comes to the choices that I've made in my career. There are certainly regrets about maybe not being so open with my family.
Jameson's mother died when Jenna was just 3 years old. Her father, a former cop, became a recluse after his wife's death. Jenna says she didn't have many role models growing up.
I've had a crazy, crazy life. I've done insane things. I have never really found myself having a hero or an inspiration. I grew up with a very, very hard childhood, and I didn't have very many people to look up to. So I've never been one to look up to anyone. ever since then.
I could be reaching here big time, but do you find that sometimes you're like the fairy godmother for almost every woman in your industry?
There is a little bit of truth behind what you're saying, because I know that there are a lot of people in my industry that do look up to me and do look to me to be able to have a voice for the industry. And it's certainly a lot of pressure sometimes, where I feel like I have to do certain things in order to right some of the thinkings of people out there.
You've almost transcended the term porn star into something different. What is that something different?
If people look at me and say, wow, she's not just a porn star, and she's a human being who's good and has a great heart, that's what I want to achieve.
The next act in your life is hopefully, in your words, to have a baby.
Yes.
What happens to the title after that happens?
The title of
Porn star.
porn star? I know that once I get pregnant, I'll never do movies again. Not because I'm ashamed of being a porn star, but because I just don't feel comfortable going to work and doing movies when I have a child. So it's something that I want to put behind me and focus all my attention on my baby.